So on the last video we did on homemade antique muzzleloading propellant, we were using our new ball mill jar, turning at a faster speed with ceramic media. And the velocities were not up to par. Now, since I've been on this crusade, I have been able to accomplish one of the two objectives that we set out to do. One being to make black powder, antique muzzleloading propellant, that is as powerful as Swiss. The other is to make antique muzzleloading propellant that is as clean as Swiss. And so far, I have failed terribly at making it as clean as Swiss until we got the new ball mill jar and started using ceramic media. But in the other video, if anybody remembers, the velocities were a little bit lower. They were 200 and change feet per second slower than what it was normally. It was much cleaner, but that's not a trade-off I'm willing to make. I'm not willing to sacrifice 200 feet per second to have a little bit cleaner powder because it still wasn't Swiss clean. It was cleaner than GoEx, but slower than GoEx as well. And the charcoal I'm using now is alder buckthorn charcoal, and that is the charcoal that Swiss uses, or at least so they claim. Now, at the time, I thought I might have had some soggy charcoal or maybe contaminated charcoal. It was scraping the bottom of the bag last of some alder buckthorn charcoal that I had, and I was hoping that that was the case. So what we did is we made a fresh batch. I put both my charcoal and my potassium nitrate in the toaster oven, made sure they were plenty dry, burned off any moisture, and made another batch, again with the new ball mill, new media, and turning at a faster rate. And here's what happened. Okay, so this is the low temp charcoal.
Damn! That sounded good.
1584.
That's not bad.
Okay, shot number 2.
Drilled it.
1615.
Okay, that's better.
That's respectable right there.
Come on, baby.
Damn!
That's a good...
1638.
Okay, that's not bad. Could be a lot worse.
Yeah, it could be a lot worse, but
We've seen worse.
could be better, I suppose. Not that that's
They like to be
not that that's horrible.
It's definitely not bad. For 3 shots, that's pretty good.
Well, I could still do it with one patch. You know,
Yeah.
it's like some of the other stuff that we tried. It's like it takes
2,
2 patches, sometimes more.
2, 3, yeah.
So just as a refresher, here are some averages that I took with the old setup. Now this is with the rubber ball mill jar and the lead media that turned anywhere from 10 to 12 hours. And as you can see, the velocities between the buckthorn and Swiss is almost identical. Now both of these, the left is the older video, the right is the new one, are with the new ball mill turning faster with the ceramic media, but it only turned for half the time. Also, I should note that the charcoal that we used for the newest batch is the low temp charcoal that we made about a month ago. And as you can see, it does have a gain of about 65 feet per second. Now, I did try one shot with 70 grains just to see what it would do.
70 grains.
Damn, that thing is fast.
That's a solid smack.
1888.
There we go.
While that is better than the last time, it is faster, I should say. It's still is really not up to snuff. Now, I was really hoping that it was the charcoal thing. It clearly is not, and maybe that was wishful thinking. But I do have a theory on what it is that's going on here. One of the things that I was really excited about with the other ball mill jar turning faster with the other media is I could turn a batch of powder in half the time. So if it would take me 10 or 12 hours before, I could do a batch in 5 or 6 hours. And even though, and I've said this for some time, when you open up that jar and you look in there and you don't see any powder, it's all sifted to the bottom, then it's done. I think that might be incorrect because after 5 or 6 hours in that jar, that's how it looks. But I think it's just not quite milled long enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the drawing board and I'm going to make 2 batches. And I'm going to make a control batch, which is everything the way I did it when I was getting mid-17s that was comparable to Swiss. I'm going to use the old jar, I'm going to use lead media, and I'm going to turn it at the same rate for 12 hours. Then I'm going to make another batch with the new media in the new ball mill jar at the new speed, but I'm going to turn it for 12 hours because I'm just thinking that it might look done, but it's not quite milled and incorporated enough. That's my theory. So that's what I'm going to try next. So, as usual, folks, if you thought this video didn't suck, do me a favor and hit the like button and consider subscribing. And if you did think it sucked, well, then go make your own damn video. All right there, Longer?
Yeah,
It needs a little laudanum.
I'm in my prime.
Yeah, you look it.